true, because I don't know if you saw John Kyle on Fox News or what, but he had a conversation with the president which reflects what I've seen from the Democrats for several years. They're not going to allow us to secure the borders until we give them amnesty. They call that they call it comprehensive immigration reform.
Call it extortion.
But they are holding our border security hostage, and it doesn't make sense. You can't have an immigration policy unless you're controlling who's coming and going.
No amnesty.
I've passed or had up several times a complete defense bill. There's a law of the land now that says we will complete 700 miles of double-layer fencing where the states have decided it should be. And where that exists, which is only 30 miles right now, we can almost stop completely illegal immigration. But the president has stalled on this. Only 3 or 4 miles have been built during his administration. So it's clear. We bring it up, the Democrats kill it. We can control our border if there's a commitment. Bush wasn't committed to it. Obama's not committed to it. But the American people see that we need to be committed to it. Yes, ma'am.
I like the idea that you're called the Tea Party senator, but I have some deep feelings that the Tea Party name has been compromised, corrupted, used as a marketing value by everyone and anybody. I may be wrong on this. I haven't done a lot of research, but maybe a little bit, that the Tea Party Express is not a grassroots movement at all. And there's others using it as well. Can you talk about the Tea Party, how we can save it as using it for what it was really meant to be, and keep it
It happens with every organization. The Tea Party was great in the beginning because it had no organization. The Tea Parties I went to, people just say, I got an email and I showed up. And that's still, to a large degree, what's happening. Although in several places you've got people who deem themselves leaders of the Tea Party, and even some are saying we'll have a third party. But what we need to realize is the people who are coming out to these rallies, the media may call it all a Tea Party, but they're just coming out to have their voices heard. And that's just a tip of the iceberg, because it's part of an American awakening that includes people who would never go out to a rally. The people who just care about their country, they want to do something about the direction it's going, and those are the people that I stand with and I want to speak for. I mean, they may call themselves a 912, they may call themselves Americans for Prosperity, they may call themselves Tea Parties, but what they are is citizens who are taking their responsibility seriously. Now, the media is trying to malign some of the Tea Parties. Frankly, I've been with thousands of them in a number of different places. They even pick up their litter when they leave. I mean, they are, for the most part, the most responsible people that I've ever seen come out to a rally. That doesn't mean some people aren't getting involved in trying to deem themselves leaders and endorse particular candidates. But what we want to do is just reflect the voices of the American people. This is not about Republican, Democrat, or Tea Party. This is about the essence of what it is to be American, to be free, and to stand for those principles of freedom. And I think I'm proud to be called Senator Tea Party, but I'm more proud to just be called an American. And that's what we're all fighting for right now, is to save our country. And let me just add to that, too, because one of the candidates I'm supporting for the Senate is Marco Rubio. And one of his appeals is he's just as genuine as Jerry, but he stands up and talks to crowds about what it was like to grow up in a family where the parents lost their country. They were exiled, or they fled Cuba when Castro came in, and they lived with this idea they lost their beautiful little country. And I think what I see in the eyes of people who are not just at Tea Parties, but people I meet everywhere, is they are concerned that it is possible that we could lose this country.
That's right.
And people are saying, I don't want to preside over that. I want to fight for that. And so I would not be distracted by names of organizations. There were lots of great grassroots organizations, Freedom Works, American for Prosperity, some great Tea Party movements, some that are kind of going off in different directions. But the key is there is an American awakening that is very real, that represents the best of what's American. And I think what it, more than anything else, is like the article I saw last week in a Hill publication, is the power in this country has shifted from Washington to the American people.
Yep.
And that's where it needs to be.